Y'all know the name.
What's going on, guys? My name is Martinio, and today I'm going to be running through the top 5 most anticipated games for 2017 for myself personally, and also we've got a bit of CSGO gameplay for you to look at as well. Got to keep you entertained, haven't I? So, we're going to start straight away, and we're going to come in at number 5, and that's Resident Evil 7. So that game was actually released today. And the reason this video is coming out rather than the first hour of gameplay, which I was planning to do, is I rented it from Boomerang Games. They sent it yesterday, and Royal Mail just decided to be Royal Mail, and it hasn't arrived. But really looking forward to this. It seems like they're kind of getting back to a lot of the basics which made Resident Evil such a great title. It looks very, very scary for one. It looks absolutely fantastic graphically speaking. There have been a few people who have said that some of the mechanics are a little bit pointless, like blocking's pointless when you're being chased, but I like how this isn't just a case of whoever's got more ammunition or the bigger gun is going to win the fight. It's very much a case of guns will slow down your opponent, but they're not going to stop them. So it's very much kind of it's almost like Outlast, I guess, where you're not going to be able to fight people off for, you know, infinity and kill them, and now, oh well, that's it, I've killed him, I can trot around and do whatever I want. It's very much survival horror. You know, you're going to have limited ammunition, you know, limited weapons, limited resources. So yeah, I think they may have taken a few hints from Outlast and how well received that game was, and this looks kind of like in the similar vein to Outlast, but again, they're going to have some of the old mechanics that made Resident Evil great, as I mentioned. So I'm really looking forward to this. Really looking forward to finding out the storyline. From what I've heard, it's about a guy who gets a message from his wife, who's been missing for 2 or 3 years, saying she's alive, she's over here. He goes to the mansion, and hilarity and terror ensues. Those two always follow hand in hand, I find. But there we go. So that's number 5, Resident Evil 7. So moving on to number 4, and it's Detroit Become Human. So I've played Heavy Rain, and I really enjoyed it. I watched a playthrough of Beyond Two Souls as well, and that looks really, really good. And this looks to be in a similar sort of vein. Looks graphically fantastic from what we've seen so far. And it's set in Detroit. If the name wasn't giving it away, then I just have. So it's set in Detroit, and it's kind of all centered around AI who are developing feelings, you know, the love robot or whatever, I don't know. But again, it's following like the same sort of blueprint that the previous 2 big games, Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain, followed, where you're going to have multiple different options in order to complete an objective. As we've seen from one of the gameplay trailers, a robot or an AI negotiator is sent in to talk down a robot who's had a few wires get crossed, and he's holding a little girl hostage, and there's multiple different outcomes depending on what you do in order to defuse the situation. It could work perfectly, it could go all tits up, who knows, the choice is yours really. So that was number 4. Again, this is coming out in 2017. No hard release date as to when it's coming out, but hopefully, I'm gonna assume maybe around September, October sort of time. We'll probably get a big chunk of new gameplay, new news and features and so on around probably E3 time, because that's when all the big game developers are going to be coming out with whatever hasn't been released from them. They'll probably be dumping a hell of a lot of content and new news and information about their games at E3, which is in the summer, so we've got a bit of time to wait. Coming up at number 3, Sniper Elite 4. Now this is coming out on the 14th of February, if my memory serves me correctly, and I've always loved the Sniper Elite games. Unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to play number 3, but I did play the first one and the second one, and I really enjoyed them. And this looks like it's going to be following on the same sort of blueprint as the previous titles. So you're a sniper, you're fighting the Nazis, World War II. This, I believe, is centered in Italy, and you're going to have obviously multiple different missions. How you go about it is totally up to you. You can kill everybody, you can just go for your target and remain very stealthy and That was my pen, sorry. And they're very stealthy, and there's going to be multiple different objectives in kind of like our large open world sort of map areas. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's coming out very, very soon, and a lot of the gameplay I've seen, it looks very, very good. Again, I don't think there's anything truly innovative coming out from this game, but if you enjoyed the previous Sniper Elite games, then this is definitely another one for you to grab and play yourselves. So yeah, coming out February 14th, which is about 3 weeks from now, I think, if my math serves me correctly. So very much looking forward to that, and there will be a playthrough on this channel as well once it is released. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 is a game that a lot of people have kind of played in the beta stages so far. It's kind of been building up. It was originally known as Next Car Game. Now they've given the official name of Wreckfest. So this game features those awesome soft body physics. I think that's the exact name, but I'm not sure. I can't be sure. I can't remember. But this looks absolutely amazing. And this sort of title, I think PlayStation and Xbox, it's kind of been crying out for it, because if you're old enough, you'll remember back in the original PlayStation days, there was a game called Demolition Derby, and that game was so much fun. I love that. You know, you had the massive ring with 30 cars and just smashing each other up. You know, last one alive wins. There's also going to be races, so you're going to be on tracks, you're going to be on dirt. But all of it is just going to be centered around just kicking the living crap out of everybody. And you can play with randoms, you can play with friends. So this looks like a hell of a lot of fun. And the other big bonus to this game is, I've heard it's only priced at £25, so it's not really a bank breaker. So if you're looking for a really fun game, you like your car games, you remember the old Destruction Derby games and how much fun they were, definitely go and pick this up. I don't think there's a solid release date on this just yet. Let me just have a quick peek. Yeah, it's coming in 2017, but we don't know when in 2017. So that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, some of my friends will pick it up and we can bang out some really fun videos of us just, like I said, kicking the crap out of each other in cars. What's not to like, really? So I'm just going to run through, before we get to number 1, some notable mentions. So one of them is GT Sports. Was due to come out last year. Probably coming out this year. I say probably because you never know. You can never really trust game developers. They could decide, no, it needs another year and a half polish. So we'll see you in 2018 or 19. We don't know. The next one, Identity. This looks like GTA Online, but a hell of a lot more in depth. You can have jobs, you can buy houses, you can get married, you can have kids, you can do all these different things. You can be a policeman, a racing driver, a bank robber. You're going to be everything. This is basically just life. This is a life game. So if you haven't seen Identity, and I hadn't heard anything about it, I suggest you go check it out, because this looks absolutely amazing. One of the other ones, another PC game, like Identity, because I think that's only exclusive to PC, is Escape from Tarkov. So this kind of has a it's kind of like a DayZ open world sort of feel, with armor as well thrown in. And it's kind of centered around one city's been of Tarkov, surprisingly, has been kind of cut off from the outside world, and your job is to escape from it, from what I've learned. But you're going to be able to play with your friends against randoms, and yeah, big open worlds, lots of objectives to complete. It looks a lot of fun. Another one is Get Even. Again, I haven't heard much from this. I've seen some of the I've seen an early teaser trailer for it, which looks a lot of fun. I think this may be a PlayStation VR title as well. I'm not sure if it's exclusive to PlayStation. It may be, but there is. I think this is going to be a PSVR title, and it's kind of centered around, you know, not knowing what's real. You know, is this my reality? Am I just dreaming it? Because there was a lot of people in the trailer with these weird, like, they almost look like VR headsets on. So what's real, what isn't, looks a lot of fun. Back on the sniper theme, there's also Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 coming out. Kind of like Sniper Elite, but I think it's more of a bigger open world. It's set in an Eastern European country. I'm not quite sure which one it is. Separatists will take over in the country. You're sent in to kind of clear all the mess and also find your brother. But it's more set in like a modern theme, which Sniper Elite back in World War II, Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, more of a modern theme. So if you're more into the modern shooter with the modern weapons, but you like the Sniper Elite sort of theme, this one could be the game for you. And the final one is Project Cars 2. This is slated for September, and there's a lot to come from this game. They've obviously got they're opening up to different types of terrain, so you're gonna have tarmac, as usual, racetracks, and also you're gonna have dirt. There's gonna be formerly banned race cars. I think we've got a Lamborghini coming in as well, possibly Porsche, because I know they're kind of branching out a little bit and moving their product to different titles all over the place. So providing they can fix the customer experience, because if you go onto the Project Cars forums and bring up a problem, not only you got all the hardcore fanboys ripping into you saying, no, you're just stupid, you don't know how to drive, Ian Bell, their studio head, will sometimes chime in as well. So if he's still in charge, I don't know if it's going to change, because he seems like a douchebag, but you never know. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll get hit by a car or a brick or whatever, a piano, I don't care. So they're the notable mentions. So we're going to round it out now with number 1, my most anticipated game for 2017, and it is Ghost Recon Wildlands. So I enjoyed The Division, but it wasn't without its problems, and this it's obviously these two games, The Division, Wildlands, they're going to draw comparisons. Big open world. This one's set in Bolivia, however, and you've basically been you and the other 3 ghosts have been snuck into the country to kind of clear out this drug cartel. The thing I like about this game is that, one, there's a hell of a lot of weapon customization, a lot more than there would have been than there was in The Division, if I remember correctly. So there's literally thousands upon thousands of different possibilities for your weapons and your loadout, and you can change them on the fly. In addition to that, obviously we've got it set in Bolivia, so you're going to have lots of different type of terrain. It's not just going to be city streets, so you're going to have the salt flats, the desert. You're going to have the mountainous areas with snow. You're going to have the dense jungle and the rainforest, that sort of thing. It looks absolutely fantastic. Hopefully Ubisoft have learnt the lessons from The Division, because while they are 2 different games, and you know, they kind of, you know, they're setting different things and they've probably got different goals about them, there are always going to be similarities between them because they are similar. 4-player online co-op doing missions, so hopefully the parts that have been taken from The Division, of which I'm sure there are quite a few, and moved over to Ghost Recon, hopefully those parts work correctly, and they've, as I said, learnt the lessons from The Division about how not to do it and get it right for this one, because if they do, it looks like it could be a stellar game, one of the games of the year, and that is coming out on the 7th of March, so only about 6 weeks to go. 6 weeks today, actually, so 6 weeks to go until that. I am tempted to get the limited edition version with the headset and the skull and the season pass and all that. So if I do get that, I will be doing an unboxing on my channel on the day and having some gameplay as well come March 7th. But there we go. They are my top 5 most anticipated games for 2017. If there's something, however, that you think should have been in this list, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to converse with you on this, because there are so many great games. I couldn't get them all in, but these are just my personal top 5. So, but if you have a valid argument, I'm not going to change the video, but you can put it down there and we can talk, and I can go, oh god, I'm a dumbass because I should have put that in instead of this. But there we go. So thank you everybody so much for watching. If you did enjoy and you want to see more, then please hit that like button. Subscribe for more daily content. Tomorrow we're going to have the first hour, providing it arrives from Boomerang, the first hour of Resident Evil 7 gameplay. So if you haven't subscribed already, I suggest you do. But again, thank you for watching. Hit like, hit subscribe, stay cool. And as always, I will catch you on the flip side. Peace! Whoops.
Who the fuck you, man? You fucking
How'd you do that?
Oh, we need to get
Let the Christmas massacre begin!
Man. Oh, it's right behind me. It's fucking right behind me.
Who's gonna die first? Hello! Oh my god, I couldn't resist that.
Oh.
I bet the quality feels like John Connor with that fucking Terminator fucking chasing him.
Oh, fuck.